Doing a pull-up as a girl, I feel like it's such a cool thing to be able to achieve, and just like a middle finger up to all the people who say girls can't do pull-ups, because we're strong and we can do pull-ups too. We're going to start with warm-up just to make sure that our muscles are ready and we're not going to injure ourselves. You can use rings or you can just use a bar if you don't have rings, but we're going to start with rows. So this is a great pulling exercise that is a little bit easier. The higher up you are, the easier it's going to be, and the lower your body is, the harder the exercise will become. The aim for this one is just to do about 12 to 15 reps and choose a level that's going to allow you to feel your muscles warming up but not fatigue you too much, and try and bring them all the way towards your chest. We're working on that full range of motion. These are honestly such a great exercise and definitely underused. Let's do a few more reps. Okay, our next exercise is going to be a face pull using the rings. This is an exercise that's really good for working on your rotator cuffs. We just want to make sure our shoulders are nice and warm, and we also have strong, small, weak links as well. So again, leaning back slightly, we're just going to pull it out to the side and make sort of like a goalpost position. And if you find that a little bit too easy, just go back a bit further. And it shouldn't feel too difficult to start with, but after about 5 or 6, you'll start to feel it warming up. So make sure you're just opening it up, keeping those shoulders down, and we're going to do, again, about 12 reps. The last exercise we're going to do for your warm-up is going to be scapular pulls. So that's actually the first part of a pull-up where we're squeezing our shoulder blades down, and that helps you to activate your lats. So you're going to grab a box if your bar is too high, or for this one it's actually in reach for a change. So I can just step up and reach hold of it. I'm going to have my hands about shoulder distance apart, and this is a passive hang. So just hanging here will massively help you toughen up your hands, because I know how painful it can be at first, but eventually they'll get a little bit harder and your grip will improve. So that is our passive hang, and all a scap pull is just going from passive to active. So we're squeezing our shoulder blades, trying to pull them away from the ears. If you find this a little bit too difficult, what you can do is give yourself a bit of an elevation, and you can have a bit of support from your legs. Try not to push from your legs, because we're keeping the arms nice and straight, and we're just squeezing, bringing the shoulders away from the ears and lifting the chest up slightly. So if I just show you what is happening behind, from here, we're just squeezing and we're activating this part of the back. For those, you're going to do about 10 to 12 reps, just making sure everything is feeling nice and warm. Now, we're not going to use any bands in this workout, because sometimes they can be a little bit tricky to work with, or you might not have access to any. And I feel like there's so much out there about pull-up progressions with bands. I wanted this to be a little bit more unique, and also something that I personally found really helpful. If you've attempted pull-ups before, or maybe used a band, you might find you're stronger at a certain range. So for me, it's that top portion. I find it really hard to get to here. Once I get past halfway, I can just sort of muscle it with my biceps and lock it out. So I like to work on that bottom portion quite a little bit with the chin-ups or the pull-ups. So from here, we're just going to start by doing a little small scap pull and a mini rep. And that's going to help you build the bottom range of your pull-up. So if you can, try and do about 6 to 8 repetitions of that one. Have a little bit of a rest, and then we're going to switch to the top portion. So you can do a chin-up hold or a overhand grip if you want to. Chin-up is a little bit easier because it uses your biceps. So if you feel like you have quite a bit of strength to develop to be able to get towards your pull-up, then you can just do that underhand grip and work your biceps a bit more. If, however, you think maybe you've got a little bit of strength and you're not so far away, try that overhand one just to challenge yourself a little bit. So we're going to start in this top range here. I actually need to bring the box up a little bit higher. So we're gonna start up with our chin above the bar, and then just try to do little half reps. So almost like little pumps. So we're coming down a little bit and then pulling back up. And just stop a couple of reps shy of failure. Even if it's just a little mini movement like I did, it's still gonna help you get stronger at that top portion of the exercise. The next thing I would say is really great to help with the actual pull-up is doing holds. So can start again with our chin above the bar. You can do this in a chin up or a pull-up, again, completely up to you, whatever you find works best for your level. And we're gonna literally just step away and hold that top position there. And you can aim for about 5 seconds to start with, build up slowly to 10, or maybe even 15 eventually as you get a little bit stronger, just to help build endurance in your muscles. Then the second position we're gonna do is that halfway point, and we're gonna do a halfway hold. Just like so. So again, you can do 5, 10, 15, just work with whatever your level is. Rest for a few moments, and then we're gonna do that bottom position and just have a little hold. So I'm gonna pull up and just hold from here. And then also just a dead hang to build up some time and work on our grip. The great thing about doing these little mini reps and half portions or pull-up pumps is that it really drives you. You know, when I did a little bit of like a half rep, it just felt amazing. And to prove to yourself that you are strong and also feel really strong as well. So if we're gonna put this into a workout, you can just do those drills and practice them and add them onto the end of a workout, or even at the start if this is a really big goal for you. Or if you do want to do a follow-along workout, then we can get started on that too. We're gonna start with rows. They are a great exercise to build strength and also really accessible for everyone. So choose your level. We're gonna aim for 8 to 10 repetitions. So I'm gonna go a little bit lower here and go for 8 to 10. So that felt a little bit too easy, so I think next time I'm gonna bring my body down a little bit further to make it harder. But if you felt it was a bit too hard and you were struggling to get to here, then maybe start a little bit higher. Okay, we're gonna have 1 minute rest, and then we're gonna do the same again. So once you've done those 2 sets of rows, we're gonna come to the bar, and we're gonna use a height that allows us to do little mini reps. So here, this allows me to be at 90 degrees, and then I'm just gonna, without jumping, try and lift up and come back down. Lift up, come back down. Now, this is a lot harder, so I'm just aiming for 6 to 8 reps. To make it easier, you can just go a little bit higher, so then the range is smaller. To make it harder, just go a little bit lower. Since this one is a little bit more difficult, we're gonna rest for 1.5 minutes before moving on and doing it a second time. Once you've done your second set of the top portion, we're gonna move on to the bottom portion. So we're gonna do a scap pull with a mini elbow bend. Remember, scap pull and little elbow bend, aiming again for 6 to 8 reps. Rest for 1.5 minutes and repeat that one more time. Once you've done both of those, Then you're gonna have another little rest before moving on to the third exercise, actually a fourth exercise, which is gonna be our holds. So you're gonna want a nice high box, so you can start in that top position. And we're gonna hold for 5 seconds on each. So you can come into your chin up or overhand, and we're just gonna aim to hold here for anywhere between 2 to 5 seconds is great to start. As you can tell by my voice, it's quite a challenging exercise to hold. And then if you're feeling confident with that one, you can also try holding in this halfway position. And just step back safely. And then to finish off, you can also hold in that passive hang or active hang, making sure you're engaging your scapula if that's the one you choose. That last one is a great drill just to increase your hanging time, build up strength in your forearms, and also toughen up your hands a little bit. Eventually what you're going to be able to do is lower from one position to the next, so from the top to the middle, from the middle to the bottom, but only after you feel confident and strong with the other exercises. Okay, this tip is something that really changed how my pull-ups and chin-ups felt, and that was creating tension throughout my whole body. So rather than just trying to do my pull-ups like this with my legs behind me, what I changed is engaging my core and also tensing my legs, which you wouldn't think would help, but it really, really does. So what that looks like is, instead of trying to do a pull-up like this, arching my back, switch to toes pointed forwards, and it also looks a lot prettier. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below if you found this helpful, and give it a like if you liked this video. Also, if you have any exercises or tips that helped you learn the pull-up, or that you think was the thing that unlocked the pull-ups for you, then definitely comment below. Let's share the knowledge and help each other. See you next time.